Well, more than a week ago, we spoke to an Ancaster man who was on a quest to search for a friend's sister in Ukraine. And tonight we're learning that he did not locate her, but he has left Europe with many contacts who will actively be on the lookout. Meanwhile, the military presence has ramped up in Poland as the NATO alliance ended its emergency summit. Jason Gaidola has the story.
22-year-old Wyatt Raitt of Ancaster is leaving Europe torn after more than 2 weeks of searching for 7-year-old Arilla, the younger sister of his university friend Alec, who is fighting in the war.
I just don't think I don't think I'm ever going to hear from my friend again. And to me, that breaks my heart.
Raitt says he hasn't heard from Alex since March 2nd, but promised to care for his sister upon locating her. Against all odds and unaware of what she looks like, Raitt navigated along the Polish border and into western Ukraine, building contacts, hoping she shows up or a lead on her whereabouts.
A young orphan like that in a war-torn city is, I can barely imagine as a 7-year-old being alone outside, in freezing cold temperatures in Canada.
Now he makes his way back to Canada exhausted, but leaves behind a footprint after spending some of his time handing out food to thousands of refugees and bonding with troops who have increased by the day.
I saw more American troops. I saw the American air defenses that they were setting up, and they're ramping up presence on the border.
While the fighting continues,
Це дуже конкретно. Це літаки для України.
Ukraine's leader is demanding more jets and tanks from allies. Following the G7 meet in Brussels last Thursday, allies agreed to present new plans on defense spending, many targeting 2% of GDP.
I think they set the agenda for the June summit. This was part of why everybody got together. What is the agenda going to look like? What does everybody need to focus on? Where are the deficiencies? Who's doing what? So when we come back here in June, we can have a plan.
Christian Leiprecht with the Royal Military College of Canada believes the Trudeau administration, who have yet to pledge new defense money on par with NATO, was sent a message about meeting commitments from allies.
Europe and the US have signaled they can go it alone, but if they go it alone, that's a high-risk proposition for Canada because it means we lose severe influence. If you look previously at where the Canadian minister stood, make no mistake, where you stand matters. It is not an accident.
Now circling back to Wyatt Raitt, who is expecting to be home sometime next week. He says he's going to keep in contact with locals and refugee personnel who are on the lookout, hoping that she appears and is safe.